Good evening and welcome to News 9. I'm Nolan Pinto. First up, Modi's speeches and his expressive campaigns have time and again faced the ire of the Election Commission. Today, he decided to take them head on. Here's a report.
After being pulled up by the Election Commission recently for a selfie at the poll booth, BJP's Prime Ministerial candidate Narendra Modi hit back at the Election Commission. Addressing a rally at Asansol in West Bengal, Modi accused the Election Commission of not doing its duty to suppress rigging and violence during the polls in a few regions.
अगर शांति से चुनाव पूर्वी उत्तर प्रदेश में होते हैं, बिहार में होते हैं, बंगाल में होते हैं, कोई रिगिंग नहीं होता, कोई शिकायत नहीं होती, कोई हिंसा नहीं होती, तभी क्रेडिट इलेक्शन कमीशन को जाता है। और मैं गंभीर आरोप लगा रहा हूं, आप इन इलाकों के इलेक्शन में रिगिंग रोकने में विफल गए हैं, हिंसा रोकने में विफल गए हो।
Modi repeatedly accused the Election Commission of not delivering its duties impartially during elections, even with wide powers at its disposal. After openly accusing them of wavering from their duties, he also went on to dare the Election Commission to file another case on him for his accusations.
और मेरी इस बात से भी इलेक्शन को बुरा लगता है कमीशन को, तो एक और केस ठोकने की आपको इजाजत है।
An FIR was filed against Modi by the Election Commission for taking a selfie with a lotus symbol and then addressing the media after casting his vote at a polling booth in Ahmedabad on April 30th. After taking digs at the opposition parties, BJP's Prime Ministerial candidate has now turned against the Election Commission itself. What repercussions will this have? We'll have to wait and watch. A News 9 report.
Now, Amethi is all geared up for an all-out battle. The brother-sister duo is leaving no stone unturned to re-establish the reign of the Gandhi scion for a third successive time.
Amethi sings the Raga tune. Gandhi scion rose in his bastion. There were speculations that Amethi was hit by the anti-Rahul wave, but today's rally has cleared the air surrounding the speculation. Take a look at the massive roadshow that the two Gandhi scions held in Amethi today. It is an open secret that Amethi loves their Didi than their Baba, but indeed, there seems to be no anti-Rahul wave in his bastion. There were cheers and more cheers heard for the Gandhi scions. Raga's dole makes noise in Amethi. Yes, loud cheers, noise of the dole. People of Amethi came out to the streets in huge numbers supporting the Gandhi scions. And as they came out of their vehicle, the cheer only got louder. The siblings then walked on the streets, only to be surprised with showers of flowers. It was indeed a pleasant welcome for the siblings in their very own bastion. Now with Priyanka toiling hard for Rahul day in and day out and trying to project a massive win for her brother, will her efforts bear fruit? Will Rahul get to represent Amethi all over again? Let's wait and watch. A News 9 report.
Well, as the poll date is drawing closer, the all-out war between the contestants is intensifying. Take a look at what happened in Amethi today.
It's time for a blockbuster battle. Contestants sweat it out on the battlefield. In another 3 days, Amethi is all set to go to polls. And its contestants Rahul Gandhi, actor turned politician Smriti Irani and writer turned politician Kumar Vishwas are making all efforts to woo the electorate of Amethi. While Rahul Gandhi and his sister Priyanka Gandhi are seen toiling hard to retain Rahul's reign in the constituency, the other two are busy, leaving no stone unturned to break the several decades-old dominance of the Nehrus and Gandhis in the constituency. So what transpired in the constituency today? Who is the outsider anyway? Yes, you might say that the people of Amethi consider the Gandhis as their family members. However, none of the Gandhis have lived in the constituency in the past. One could say that they understand the problems of their people because of their decade-old dominance, but the fact remains that none of them are locals. And what Rahul Gandhi said today sure raised many eyebrows. That is how the Gandhi scion has moved the electorate of Amethi. Despite not living in this constituency, Rahul has managed to win the hearts of its people all these years. So will he be third time lucky? That is something to ponder upon. But he didn't stop at that. He went on to add that the constituency has always shooed away people who have not belonged there. However, Smriti Irani seems completely undeterred and is making all efforts to make the Gandhis sweat it out this time around. While there were speculations of an anti-Rahul wave in Amethi, it seems Smriti Irani is making all efforts to cash in on that. She came out all guns blazing against Rahul's outsider jibe.
कांग्रेस पार्टी इस क्षेत्र में सत्ता में थी, 10 वर्ष से राहुल गांधी सांसद थे। क्या वही वादे दोबारा वो करेंगे जनता की आंखों में धूल झोंकने के लिए? ये भारत है, भारत को भारत ही रहने दीजिए। ये वो भारत है जिसने विश्व में सोने की चिड़िया के नाम से अपना नाम कमाया था। अंग्रेजों ने बड़ा प्रयास किया कि इसे लंदन बनाए, अमेरिका बनाए, लेकिन अंग्रेज चले गए भारत से। जो लोग हिंदुस्तान के संविधान की कसम खाते हैं, उनका कर्तव्य बनता है कि भारत को एक बार फिर सोने की चिड़िया बनाए, विकसित बनाए, झूठे वादे करके जनता की आंख में धूल न झोंके। अमेठी है तैयार अब की बार मोदी सरकार।
As Amethi gears up for the battle, there are many questions that will be answered post the polls. So in the end, who will reign supreme in the blockbuster battle? A News 9 report.
Shocking violent attacks since Thursday in Assam are giving sleepless nights to the people living in the Bodo regions. But our politicians have nothing more to offer than their absurd pot shots. Take a look.
32 people killed. Several others injured. Thousands rendered homeless. Yes, Assam is still reeling under the deadly communal attack that shocked 2 districts in the Bodo areas since Thursday. But if a question arises on what are our politicians doing to take care for the afflicted, then we might have to hang our heads in shame. Shockingly, the politicians and more so the political parties are engaged in a slugfest even as Assam continues to burn. Fresh round of blame game begins. The ruling Congress in the state of Assam as well as the centre attacked BJP's prime ministerial candidate for the violence in Assam. They stated that the brutal attacks were a result of communal polarization done by the Saffron Party to garner votes.
उसी राजनीति की वजह से दंगे हुए जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस देश में पूरे देश में करना चाह रही है और जो पोलराइजेशन उन्होंने किया है उसी का नतीजा है हम दोहरा रहे हैं इस बात को कि ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी की उसी राजनीति का नतीजा है जो पिछले काफी दिन से, जिसको हम काफी दिन से आगाह कर रहे हैं, बता रहे हैं कि ये होने वाला है और ये देश को पोलराइज करके, बांट करके अपना वोट बैंक बनाना चाहते हैं। ये उसी का नतीजा है।
Modi and the BJP, because it is BJP who created this instability in that area, and now with such statements and the Modi statement, the BJP statement that we will raise again the Bangladeshi issue, which is there always during the elections there are such issues, and the victims are the poor Muslims of that area.
Meanwhile, BJP, in its swift action, trained its guns at Congress. The Saffron Party leaders claim that Congress leaders were obsessed with Modi, with some of them even turning out to be crazy.
These people are obsessed with Narendra Modi. They have become, some of them has become mad, crazy. They go on making personal allegations. Assam is ruled by Congress, and Mr. Omar Abdullah is supporting Congress blindly. People are weeping, and the Manmohan Singh government is sleeping. Sonia is not even bothered to visit there. So how can they accuse for everything if there is no rain? For that also they will say Narendra Modi is responsible. If their children are getting jobs, for that also they will hold him responsible.
ये कमाल के लोग हैं, इनका क्या मानसिक स्थिति हो गई हमें समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। असम में कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार है, केंद्र में कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार है। इससे पहले भी असम में इस तरह की घटनाएं हुई हैं, अभी फिर हुई। अब आप जो है वो हर चीज में आपको छींक आ रही है तो बीजेपी जिम्मेदार है, आपको जो है वो आप असफल हो रहे हैं तो बीजेपी जिम्मेदार है, आपको जनता सुन नहीं रही है तो नरेंद्र मोदी जिम्मेदार है। तो दिक्कत ये हो गई है कि इनको हर सोते जागते हंसते रोते बीजेपी और नरेंद्र मोदी याद आते हैं। तो इनका तो कोई इलाज हम नहीं कर सकते, वो तो जनता करेगी।
But the other political party leaders who were watching this all-out war over several deaths made a clear mention that it was the responsibility of the state government to maintain law and order, and this was not the time to indulge in pot shots.
स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की जिम्मेदारी है, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर उनका दायित्व है, और अगर उसमें कोई कमी है तो उसको देखने की जरूरत है। और मैं समझता हूं कि ये समय आरोप प्रत्यारोप का नहीं है। इस समय कैसे वायलेंस को रोका जाए और जो लोग उससे प्रभावित हुए हैं उनकी कैसे मदद की जाए, ये होना चाहिए।
2 साल पहले भी लाखों लोग घर छोड़ने पे मजबूर हो गए थे। 2 साल पहले तो कोई नरेंद्र मोदी नहीं थे, उस वक्त 5 लाख मुसलमान अपना घर छोड़ के भाग गए थे। क्यों हुआ था ऐसा? किसने कराया था ऐसा? इसके लिए बोडो जिम्मेदार थे और सरकार जिम्मेदार थी।
While the slugfest over Assam violence is on, in Baksha, the kin of the deceased have refused to bury the dead. They have demanded Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi to visit the violence-hit region and address their woes. Well, the latest attacks in Assam bring back memories of the 2012 ethnic riots in which over 100 people were killed. Currently, the situation in Assam is bad, with the state government trying to handle the grave situation. But looks like the political parties like BJP and Congress have only this to offer even in times of crisis, a political slugfest. A News 9 report.